What up? What up, YouTube? What up, Instagram? We're gonna go into the Forever on My Intro and Guttaboy, two big songs, meaning behind the tracks. Forever on My Intro. First song I wrote after Please Let Me Explain, so the intro on The Counselor. And that was one of the first tracks that I really went to shorten the music and really wanted to make sure that I can get it so it's only 2 minutes and 20 seconds long. And that's when I was starting to like research. Okay, well, the audience has low attention spans. You got to make sure that the music's short, sweet. No chorus though on that track, just straight bar heavy on it. Made sure I tried to switch the flow and really went into the storytelling aspect of it. So let's listen. Forever on My Intro. Stream now on Spotify. We'll go back into it after a little more. I let the intro breathe. I didn't know how I felt about that. I felt like I should have talked or put a clip in front of it, but I also love the instrumentals and that guitar right there. Fuck, that's nice.
Forever on my intro, stacking chips bingo. Quarter black, quarter gringo. Sully with a blinko. Villain turns to hero. Talking to me, Robert De Niro. Count gone from negative, accumulating zeros. I was on a tightrope, loading up my arrows. Motherfucker came to like Jack Sparrow. Forever on my intro, mumble sounding crippled. Auto-tune jingles, ghost writing lines, copyright lingo. There you got a single. I live old code, I be singing all night. Let my cage birds know they about to take flight.
Love that
Forever on my intro, warmth in the spotlight. Mama knows I'm alright, pops like it's alright. Guess I'm doing alright. Here's a list of highlights. Left my demons hindsight. Spells is moving, cursive play, acting like they love you.
That line originally went on longer than it did.
Left the city for a week. Overheard by his queen, swept the bacon one sweet. Sugar walls tasting bittersweet.
The metaphors.
On a trick came home to no trees. Best to slip the slippers on when you plan to creep. Cover up the drips. Lies start to leak, just another chip. But hey, bitches gotta eat. Watch it with the gossip claiming you a prophet. Rob you empty wallet, rabbits. You
up the flow here.
Just cut the pocket rocket. Target practice, picky promise. Empty coffin bar from a fucking lava sword. Like a fucking comic. Panties drop, loose balls.
I almost ran out to breath at the end there.
Change the topic, put the baby's fucking trash. Gang signs, hands rocking. Forever on my intro, forever on my intro.
Love the
Right in the shadows, black room, one candle. Weighing on my problems, 2 arms, same handful.
This is my comfortable flow right here.
Scandal. Pray one day someone find you a random. Offers a check that's handsome. Nothing make you say damn Daniel. Analyze the algorithms, research how it's handled. Swimming in the current, rolling with my paddle. Forever on my intro, forever on my intro, forever on my intro.
Yeah. Forever on My Intro. Dude, let's get into this. So for Forever on My Intro, that last verse was when I was really looking into, because as every artist, you want to get signed. And for me, there was a time where I had to learn that independence might be the way to go, especially now with everything going on in the world. Independence is the way to go because they're dropping artists like fucking flies. But that's when I really learned about the independent shit. So I'm really trying to push it in my music there. And that last line of like writing in the shadows and shit. Dude, when I would write, it's in a pitch black room and there's one candle. There's a candle and there's my whiskey. And then I'll usually go outside, smoke a blunt, come in the room, and then write. And this kid asked me today, he said, well, what is it? How do you write these songs? Like, I'm trying to write, I'm sitting down trying to write, and I don't get it. And I think that's where it comes in if you are naturally have a little bit of a gift, because then at that point, we're going to get Vindy to join. But at that point, when I write, it's just a matter of, I don't think. It just comes out. Like, my songs are never revised. I write them and I do them. And then maybe sometimes when I'm spitting, then I might reverse a line while performing it live. But for the most part, I never think about my tracks before I make them. Now I'm starting to think of the structure and shit, but yeah. All right, Vindy, what up? Welcome to the party.
Dude, look how fucking crooked my hat is. This shit's funny as fuck.
Oh my god, dude. That looks like, you remember that old Jordan hat I used to have back in the day and some dude stepped on it and it was like fucking, like the cardboard was crooked? And I was going to the club, I was going to the pre-dances. You remember those pre-dances? And I was going to the pre-dances with a crooked Jordan hat.
About those dances. dance this, dude. You told me so many damn.
God, dude.
You told me like it used to be rugged and shit. You told me people used to get in fights and shit.
Oh my God, my first.
It was like your pre-clubbing days.
Dude, it was like, yeah, exactly. It's clubbing for teens. It's fucked. It's like little 12-year-olds drinking little beers in coffee cups. But I remember one day, yo, story about Q. Q's so fucking funny. We went to this show with Vic too that same night, and fucking these two guys get into a fight. This one guy's like scrapping this dude, and the other one's like rolling on the floor. And I just remember Q going back and forth and congratulating them, and then being like, yo, you should fuck him up again, man. Like, I don't think that punch really connected with him. And then he goes to the next guy and he's like, yo, that was a good block you did there. I think you should, like, take him in the alleyway. And I'm like, oh my God, bro.
You really wanted them to beat each other's asses.
I'm just sitting there watching, like, and that's when you had to do those awkward slow dances with those girls, and you had to get, like, the girl's friend's permission to talk to the girl who you're trying to dance with.
Kids.
Bro, so
kids.
I was talking about Forever on my intro and kind of like getting into the writing part of it. And what would you say for you, because Vindy's a huge lyricist too, how do you go about writing? Like, do you pre-think it, or do you just have a few beers and write? How does that work for you?
When I first started, I would literally just go off whatever's on my mind, whatever's burdening me, and just go off and just wing it.
Yeah.
But eventually I had to sit down and try to create concepts. I'm still struggling to try to like perfect that.
Yeah.
Sometimes I just write shit down after I freestyle. Sometimes it comes to me in my head random, like I have a dream.
You're really good at freestyling.
Like, that's kind of cool. That's kind of a cool concept, and then I just write it down. I forget it the next day, and then I'll finally remember it again.
Yeah.
And shit like that.
Yeah, dude. One thing I'm learning how to do every album is learning how to structure. Like now I structure like, okay, this part will have like Cherry Pot is the perfect structure. Verse, chorus, verse, chorus, verse, chorus. That's like, and then for Peanut Butter, I used a similar structure as I did kind of to Red Pill. And then, so I know now when I go into building a song, I'm like, okay, this is how the chorus structure is going to be. This is where I'm going to switch the flow, where I'm going to add a pause. That's the biggest thing with production now. I'm like, okay, we need a drop here. I want a sound effect behind the drop here. I want a delayed drop with a skew on the voice. Like, it's so meticulous when it comes to writing compared to what we were doing back in the day.
Shout out to Ableton 11 that finally came out today.
Hey, Ableton 11 charging a fucking arm and a leg. Okay. Another song I thought we'd do. I did Forever on my intro. Let's get into Guttaboy. Guttaboy is something we were doing a while back. We got a story behind this.
It's been a minute.
Okay, so this is Guttaboy. We're going to get into the behind the scenes of the song right after. My first club song. SoundCloud exclusive.
Everything's your first song. SoundCloud exclusive.
I know. I got a lot of cherry pops.
King of the throne, shout out to the world, make this shit known.
Guttaboy!
Yeah. The gut is its home. The gut is its home.
Cash is what the bitches like, so I get the cash money. Actually, that's kind of funny, cause I don't have shit. But I do have a honey,
and we hibernate together
like a couple bears, a lot of secrets we both share.
Like the switch to being a millionaire.
Oops, gave you one right there. Drop the fucking stare. I'm not in the mood right now. Let me take that pow. All the snow on the table, allow my face to plow. Hey, we were supposed to shoot a music video for this. Like Kush Cuddles. Put a couple hundos and they butt quack. All those racks someone back.
Is it worth not paying rent to get you dick wet? Be a mutt or
piglet? Hey,
dirty. What am I enjoying?
Hey,
after hard week of work, I want my drug and liquor and to watch a bitch twerk.
This is when I was going to the strip clubs in New West.
The work, okay, I'm putting in the work. Started as a clerk, now I'm an artist to pay my artwork.
King of the throne, king of the throne. Shout out to the world, make the shit known. Guttaboy! This is one of our first choruses we made, bro.
King of the throne,
king of the throne. Shout out to the world, make this shit known. Mirror dance.
Guttaboy, yeah, the gut is my song. All have one molly, one
I like the second verse.
Just take off your panties. She likes my music, it makes her go dancing. I like her boobies, especially when they're bouncing.
Hey.
Listen, I don't mind housing y'all for one night, but after that, just get on with your life. I'm
You
in this shit
bitches.
day in and day out, trying to get my
Learn to go home.
God bless.
I hate when they stay too much. You're not welcome to live there.
Shit's new, making it vintage, dollars per second, hundreds per minute. What you're about to witness is a boy going on the spot like a gymnast. Go to the calendar of
Pinterest. Hey, that's for single moms.
With competition, it became move the quickest. With relationship, it became.
This is a new flow I was working on.
Honest, listless. Can't make sense of senseless. The answers fell out in front of you, out to bed. Black dog with the Greek bot aesthetic. Now for the introduction.
Elementary.
Welcome the king to his throne.
Where we call song. This is the same day I think we made Good Days.
King of the throne. Shout out to the world.
That was Guttaboy. That is a SoundCloud exclusive. That was the first club song we played together, bro. When we were doing the show.
That song, I remember when you played it, there was such a funny clip because you were just trying to make an Instagram video and you were like, yo, check it out, we got real music coming up, man, and you just pressed space and it was right at the very end of the chorus and you were like, Guttaboy.
Guttaboy.
You were so surprised.
Bro, I remember that, man. I remember that. I remember the energy because we went from Good Days, I think, first into Guttaboy. Like, what a weird session that was. I remember how hyped we were. I remember how hyped we were doing our little Instagram lives when we're in the studio at 1 a.m. That's when I think I saw Kato. Kato jumped into one of the streams one of the days at like 1 a.m.
On the track.
Yeah, shout out to Kato, buddy who helped produce the song Dashin'. Oh my goodness, dude. I remember, so during that time when I was writing those things, yeah, that's when we went to the strip clubs Orange and in the one in New West. That one in New West, dude, they don't even serve drinks. Paramount. Yeah, they don't even serve drinks. Did you know that? It's only water and fucking.
I never went there, man.
Okay, shout out to the girl, Danny. Tried that on Instagram multiple times. She always fucking declined it. She's by far the cutest stripper there. That's like Felicia at the zoo. Felicia was
this
just.
This isn't the Danny that you dated.
No. No. So this is no. This no. This is a stripper named Danny XO. I really liked her performance. But
how's it spelled? Because I have a friend old friend from high school that's IG is Danny XO.
Is she a brunette?
Yes.
Dude, I wonder if that's her. Okay, is her account private?
Yes.
Oh my god, that's her, dude. She's stupid pretty at the strip club. I don't know if it's the lights or what, but she is attractive.
The thing is, everybody always joked around and said she's probably gonna end up like that.
What school is she from? Frankfurt?
Yeah.
Oh, she would be a Frankfurt girl working at Paramount. That makes sense.
You know what's even funnier, dude? Just a little hip-hop history for you guys. Paramount, back in the 90s, was a fucking all-ages event club where kids as young as 12 would go to meet other kids.
So those preteen dances. And now it's a strip club.
What the fuck happened?
Dude, that's the day I went with that Asian girl I met at work. And she fucking, we get to the strip club, we're bringing teas. Like, first of all, we're bringing Earl Grey tea into the club because that's what they allow. They don't allow beer, but you can just bring teas into the club. Fucking, this weird-looking chick, like, keeps coming to the table and taking my date away. So I'm, like, sitting there all night. Like, I was there so long, I was watching the strippers do their dance all over again. Like, when the second crowd comes in, I was still in there. And I'm like, where is my date? Why is she gone? And she's out there fucking around with the stripper. She was like bi or something. And she's fucking with the stripper and I'm sitting in the club like, okay, dude, it's been like an hour and 45 minutes. I want to go now. Like, this tea's cold.
Did you tell me on Halloween that she was bi? That Asian one?
Oh, yeah, I did. Yeah. You remember that, dude. I was pissed off that night. I was so pissed off, dude.
That was funny because she came onto the stream at one point. Remember, you were talking to her.
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. See, that's one thing I would never want to do. Keep those.
What was your
streams
inspiration behind freaking Guttaboy, anyways?
Guttaboy?
It's just the stream.
Guttaboy, I wanted
You
it
just wanted to make us.
That was back when those songs with 2 Chainz was really big, and those like club tracks with that kind of like those hi-hats and that kind of chorus, that was dirty. That was when T.I. was dropping that shit too. Yeah.
Ratchet.
So I'm like, okay, I need to make a song that they can sit and sing in the club. Guttaboy came to mind. I'm like, all right, fucking Guttaboy's catchy, let's do it. Started writing the verse for that, and I was just talking about like women coming over and just not leaving, and the fucking drugs that they bring with them.
That's it.
And I'm like, and
it's
that
like that episode of Family Guy.
yeah, dude. And then that's where that song was inspired by. I remember I was in a good mental state. That's when I really loved drinking that really cheap whiskey that I would get from the New West store. I think, no, Guttaboy was written when I was in Yaletown or New West. I think Yaletown. So I must have been in my fucking dungeon in Burnaby writing that track. That was when I lived at that like basement when I was financing that too. Dude, okay.
At Metrotown?
Here's a fact for you kids. This is something I learned. When I used to live in Yaletown, I financed a place in Burnaby that was dirt cheap. It was a basement, and I only financed it to tuck cash because that way taxes don't know everything, and they don't need to know everything. And when you live with a woman, that money, you will lose it if she finds out that it's in the house. I would leave like a 20 under in the drawer or something, just like somewhere weird, just to see if like it'd go missing. And dude, it went missing. My money would always go missing. And I'm like, So the big cash, the big maples, I made sure that I rented a separate basement that I'd visit every couple times a week. And that's where I ended up writing. That's where I wrote Clarity. In that basement.
Isn't that basement where you actually wrote First Take mixtape? No.
Yeah. All of First Take mixtape was recorded on my cell phone in the room in the basement. And then I'd go back to Yaletown. That was an interesting time. Super interesting time. We're gonna get into another track. But I do want to say we're gonna do these longer videos on IG, and I'm gonna do shorter ones for YouTube. So for YouTube, we're gonna cut it here. Make sure you jump on the IG stream. We're gonna be getting into some more tracks that way. Having good times, dude.